Hey guys, welcome to the It's Called Football pregame show. I'm your host Ben Rycroft. With me as always is Duane Rollins from the 24th Minute. We're going to be here every week breaking down the matchups, the team that they're going to be facing this week. Obviously it's Kansas City, but we're going to try and give you as much information ahead of time as we can so you have the knowledge to go forward with that game.
Yeah, a lot of the coverage of TFC in the city is more about the color and the personalities around the game, and what we're going to try and do is break it down a little bit more from the football perspective. Call it maybe tactics geek talk.
Something along those lines. But we're going to give you the matchups, who's going to be the key matchups for that week, what they need to do to break down the defense, the offense, how they need to go forward with the success. So let's get right into it. Kansas City obviously is the opponent this week. What does Toronto need to do to break down this team?
Yeah, Kansas City is one of those middle-class, middle-of-the-road kind of MLS teams. They're generic in a lot of ways, like a lot of teams in this league. If Toronto wants to jump in and be a contending team, be a true playoff team, then they're going to have to jump past teams like Kansas City. So this week is a big first test. Kansas City's strong through the middle. They've got Jimmy Conrad at the back, who a lot of people are touting as one of the preseason favorites to win Defender of the Year in MLS. They got Kevin Hartman at the back. He's a great goalkeeper that's been around a long time in this league, knows how to organize defense and knows how to play the game, and Kansas City will draw its strength from there. One of the big questions with KC is their attacking options. They really don't know who's going to score the goals. They brought in some younger players, but they're not proven just yet. Claudio Lopez came in as a DP last year. That didn't quite work out. He's come back at a reduced salary, so maybe that will help. The pressure's off a little bit there, but this is a team that's going to draw its strength from the back through the middle, and it's going to draw a lot of strength through its home field advantage.
Okay. Big question mark this week is obviously the pitch. And the stadium they're playing at, Community America Park, is a wide pitch, it's a bouncy pitch, and it's a turf pitch. So what does Toronto need to do to counteract that?
Yeah, it's a really bouncy kind of pitch, and the fans can practically reach out and touch the players. A lot of what you're going to need to do anytime you're playing in a smaller area is you're going to need to control the ball on your foot. That's just what it is. A direct style doesn't really lend itself to those pinball kind of places. You need some skill on the ball. So I think that the key here is going to be Guevara and Di Rosario, like it's going to be for a lot of the season. They're going to need to control the ball. They're going to need to create from the midfield, and they're going to need to hold the ball up and get the ball down pitch in an effective, creative way. It's going to also put a lot of pressure on the back line. A lot of questions going into the season where the center of the Toronto defense will be. Kevin Harms, Adrian Serio, well, this is going to be a big first test because that first pass from the back line forward is going to be a big thing.
Be a good one.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about the back end for Toronto, the goaltending situation right now. We're hearing that Greg Sutton has picked up an injury. So is it going to be Brian Edwards, Stephen Fry, or is Greg Sutton in fact going to get the start?
I would put it at Fry at this point simply because what I saw in Charleston. Stephen Fry Greg Sutton has a baby finger injury, and that's tough for a keeper to deal with when your hands are hurt. So it might be another week out. I don't think Fry has won the starting position, but by all accounts, he had a strong camp, and it would not shock me at all if he gets the nod today.
Now, by all accounts, Toronto FC's striking is going to be its strongest point this season. Pablo Vitti pick up in the offseason. Chad Barrett looking to pick up a bigger role. Is there room for Danny Dichio on this team?
I hope so, because Danny Dichio still has a lot to bring. He may not be a 90-minute player anymore, but he still holds the ball up as well as anyone in MLS. Still has these really nice little touches down the wing. He can pass the ball as well as anyone on TFC. 30, 40 minutes a game, maybe the occasional start against a team where a more physical presence is needed. I think that's Danny Dichio's role. And that said, we might see him in this game because of the smaller pitch and because we're going to need that kind of hold-up presence. So I do hope that Dichio gets a run out today, and I think that it would be the right strategy to take.
Now let's talk crystal ball time. Soccer gods, what are they telling you today?
I think this is going to be a tough game because of the pitch. Toronto had all sorts of problems last year in September. A different team, I appreciate now, but it still is a tough place for any team in MLS to play. If you go down and you get a 1-1 draw in this game, that would be a good result. What you really want to do is you want to avoid a team like Kansas City jumping forward in the standings a great deal, because this is one of the teams Toronto's going to have to bypass to make the playoffs.
I think we're going to see Kansas City sit back a lot in the first half and allow that Toronto attack to come at them, try and weather that and frustrate the Toronto attack. But I do think we're going to see a couple goals out of one player in particular today, Chad Barrett. I'm expecting a lot of garbage goals from him this season. Opportunities that are being created by Duane Rollins, Pablo Vitti, they're going to give up all sorts of rebounds. So all he needs to do is just push the junk into the back of the net. I'm thinking 2-2. Kansas City is a good club. They're not a pushover. They are at home. That's where I see the result going. And as we go forward, we want to bring in some experts from around the region. So we're going to have coaches coming through and other people to talk to you about what they need to do, what Toronto needs to do that day to break down the matchups and get the 3 points. So for Duane Rollins, I'm Ben Rycroft. You don't know the game until it's called football.